It's time for another Dice Tower review with Z. Garcia.
One of my favorite card games is Race for the Galaxy. It's a game that I find very robust, highly tactical, but short, and very interesting. And so today I'm going to be taking a look at a follow-up to Race for the Galaxy called Jump Drive, which is sort of a reimagining simplification of the systems found in Race for the Galaxy. This one strips away a lot of the mechanisms in that game, gives you a smaller, simpler package overall, and almost serves as an introductory product to the full game, Race for the Galaxy. It's very much its own standalone game, though. So, does it serve that purpose? Does it feel like an introduction to the Race for the Galaxy world? And does it stand up on its own? Is it itself an interesting game? Let's take a look. The game is going to last several rounds until someone gets to 50 points or more, and that'll be the last round, and then whoever has the most points is the winner of the game. You are, at the beginning of the game, going to be dealt a hand of cards. You can play with one of two ways. If it's your first game, they recommend you start with one of the preset hands, of which this is one of them. And they have a little letter in the corner letting you know, hey, start with these cards. Otherwise, you would be dealt 7 cards and you keep 5 of those, and that's your starting hand. And then you start. Playing the game is simultaneous. On your turn, you are going to pick a card to play. Typically, you can play 1 or 2 cards. If you play 2, they have to be different, meaning a world, which has a circle up here in many different varieties, or technology, which is the rhombus there, okay? So if you play 2, you play 1 of each kind. If you play a single one, you can play either one. You are then going to pay for these cards. And so if I play both of these, the total would be 6. I would need to discard 6 cards from my hand to pay for them. I obviously can't do that now. And then you would score, and then you would make some new cards. You get your income, okay? And every single card at the bottom has victory points, and then below that, income. All right? There's also sometimes some symbols here on the side which are going to affect gameplay. If you play a single card, you are going to get some form of discount. So, for example, if I play just a world, let's say I want to play that to start the game, I pay 3, 1, 2, 3, I discard those face down, and then I would draw a card. So I would draw 1 card. If you play a world, after you pay for it, you draw a card. If instead you play technology, you get a discount of 1. And so if I want to play this, I just pay 2 cards instead of the 3 it would normally cost. Again, if you play both, you pay all of it. So that's the basics of those cards. And again, after that, you would score everything, including the brand new card you just played and everything behind it. So the scores keep going up and up. You know, every round you're going to make more and more and more points. And then you draw cards from the deck equal to the little symbol there next to the money symbol. Okay? So that's basically it. The other option on your turn is, instead of doing this, you can look for more cards. You're running low on cards, you need more cards. Well then, in that case, your turn could consist of this action here, which is going to let you draw more cards in order to generate a little more income there. The way this works is you are going to look at how many of these eye symbols you have in your tableau, on the table in front of you. So let's say I've built this card. It has 2 right here. Not sure if you can see that, but there are 2 there. And then if this is my turn, if I do this, by the way, I play no cards. This is my turn. I count how many of those symbols I have, and I draw that many cards plus 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is worth 3. And I would draw 7 there. So 5 plus 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I would mix this with my own hand. And then when I would discard as many as there are eyeball symbols there for a net gain of 2 cards. Simple as that. And then I flip this over. And then I would score again. And then I would make my income. Again, as normal. So that's basically it. Let's take a look at a regular round here. I'm just going to go ahead and play so you understand how this works. By the way, one final thing you are allowed to do on your turn is you can always build one of these once per game. There's one per player in the pool here available, so you can build that. It's a technology. You can even combine it with a world if you want to when you build, and it gives you a little the ability to sort of dig yourself out of a hole if you need to, you know. So I'm going to take a look at my hand here, and I'm going to play. What do I want to do here? I'm going to play this card. Let's say. All right. So I'm going to play that. I'm going to pay 3 for that, and I'll pay these 3 cards here. After that, I draw a card because it's a world, and then I'm going to check the scoring. Scoring says 0 + 1 with Alien Technology Institute, which would be another card in my tableau here. I obviously do not have that, so I score nothing. And then I take a look at my income. My income is 3, so I would draw 1, 2, 3 cards. Great. All right. Now we keep going. I'm going to play now this card here. This is my second turn. And everybody would do this simultaneously, by the way. You would hold your card, you'd flip them, you do what you do. This one is technology, so I pay 1 less. I'm going to pay 1, 2, 3 here instead of 4. And then I would score. This one still is nothing because I still don't have something called Alien Technology Institute. And this one says I get 1 victory point for every one of those DNA symbols, of which this card itself has 1. So I get 1 point. I have 1 victory point. And then I would draw cards. I get my income. 3, 1 per DNA. So that's a total of 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'll show you just one more turn here. I'm going to show you a turn where I play this and this. So I'm playing 2 cards. One's a world. The other one is technology. All right. This is I'm going to pay the total for that. There's no discounts because I played 2 cards. And so this one's nothing. This is 2. I paid 2 cards. And then again, I would score and then I would make my income. Some cards are going to give you military power. And this is another way in which you can conquer worlds. Some worlds with the black circle there and the black number are worlds that you are going to take over peacefully. And some you take over with military. Let's see if we can find one of those. Like this one here, okay? That's military because it's in red. That means I just need to have enough military to take it over. I will not discard cards for that. And this card here gives me +1 military. And so I'm starting to work on my military prowess. It's war propaganda. It also has an effect here, or rather a clause that says that before scoring, I have to give this card to whoever has the highest military, which is a very dangerous card. You really want to make sure you don't play this if you're just going to hand it over to someone else. But anyway, then I would score. I still don't have this. This is now, I have 2 more of these alien symbols over here, which is great. So this one's going to give me 3 victory points now. 1 for itself and 2 for this one here. So 1, 2, 3. This one scores 3, assuming I keep it. So 1, 2, 3. And then this one itself scores 1, as it says right there. So 1 for that. So you can see how this ramps up. And then I would draw cards. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards. You have a hand limit of 10. And so you would draw it all up and then discard down to 10. That's it. That's pretty much the game. Continue until someone hits 50. If you go, you typically will go above 50, of course. That's the last round. See who's got the most victory points, and they are the winner of the game. That should give you a pretty good idea of how the whole thing operates. There's a couple of other little things, but that's pretty much it. So, let's go back up top, and let me tell you what I think about Jump Drive. I honestly wasn't sure what to expect out of this one when I first came across it. The cards, at first glance, looked like Race for the Galaxy cards, kind of. It seemed like it was going to be something of a sidestep, really, more than a brand new game. I just wasn't sure how this was going to play out. I'm happy to say I think the game accomplishes what it sets out to do. It's definitely faster. This plays in about 15 minutes. It's simpler, much simpler. It's a game that manages to salvage a lot of the iconography from the original game, so I could even see it as a stepping stone to Race for the Galaxy proper. And in fact, I think if someone was interested in Race for the Galaxy, which honestly is a game I kind of dread teaching, and they were not familiar with that game, I might pull this out first and teach them this, let this percolate a little bit, and then teach them Race for the Galaxy. They're not identical. They're not even that close. But a little bit of that familiarity with the iconography, with the concept of the way planets work, and having different color planets, that means they produce different things. That's a good stepping point towards Race for the Galaxy. So having said all that, is this itself worth getting? Is it good? I've said it's short, but is it engaging? Is it interesting? I think so. I think so very much. This is really neat. And with the package comes everything that would come with a shorter game, okay? There's more luck here. Certainly swingier than Race for the Galaxy. But wow, is this game like popcorn for gamers. This is the kind of game that you're going to want to play again as soon as it's done. Because it's that fast, and it gets you that much. You know, to me, I played, and immediately I was thinking, ooh, I wonder what would happen if I did this next time I play. What if I had kept that card and pursued that route, you know? And you'll find yourself shuffling up and playing again. It's that style of game. It has those sensibilities. And I really like that about it. Very, very cool. You're going to have games where you completely get demolished. You know, the cards just do not go your way and you have an awful score. But shuffle up and play again. You know, it shouldn't be seen as a strategic a game as Race for the Galaxy, because really it's not. But it itself is a fantastic filler. And I very much would recommend that you check this one out if you enjoy Race, or if you are someone that was maybe a little bit put off by that game being complex and icon heavy, then this is one I think you're going to enjoy. It's great. It's fantastic. I give it 2 thumbs up. So, this one gets a seal of excellence from me. Would very much recommend you go out and check it out. Nothing else to say about it. Really dig it. The only negative thing I have to say about it is that the game is so quick, you're going to have to be mindful of what turn you are on, or people are just going to play so quickly, I'll be on my 4th turn while someone else is on their 5th turn. It's that fast. So keep an eye out for that. Interaction also is a little low in this one, but that was true for the other game as well. And you can probably see that from the overview of the game anyway. So, having said all that, seal of excellence from me. Really, really dig this one. That is Jump Drive.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at DicetowerNetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.